Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. Today I want to share with you my Spring TBR, so we're gonna refresh my TBR card with books that I think are gonna be really good for spring. Now I do have three kind of reading goals that lead to this TBR. I do have 5 authors I want to try to read this year, so some books will be because of that. Then I have 5 series I want to read this year, so we will talk about my series for the spring. And then I want to reduce my physical TBR, so I will put an amount of books on here that I would need to read in a quarter to actually get my TBR down to 0. So that's not very likely, so this is just a list of options of books to read in the spring. And I think with that being said, let's look at the books. So for the authors I want to try this year, I have one for the springtime, and that would be Ursula K. Le Guin, and the book I have chosen to read from her is The Left Hand of Darkness, which I think is a sci-fi classic. I have no idea about this genre, so that's going to be interesting. And then I have 2 series I want to read in spring, and one I will definitely read as audiobooks because it is in a bigger world where I have started listening to the audiobooks. The other one is still quite up in the air, so let me talk about the first one first, and that would be the Life Ship Traders trilogy by Robin Hobb, consisting of Ship of Magic, Magip, and the Ship of Destiny. And this trilogy I want to listen to on audio because I already listened to the first trilogy in that world on audiobook. So we'll see how that goes. I'm very excited to be back in a world that Robin Hobb created. So yeah, I can't wait to get into this. This one is set in the Realm of the Elderlings world, and we are following different characters, and the kind of thing about this is that the cat is here. The thing about this is that there is ships, and if I think 3 generations of captains die on the ship, then that ship comes to life. And I think it's about a family, and like it has multiple POVs, which is quite different from the Fitz books in that world, so we'll see. And then the second one is just a duology, and originally I wanted to read Iron Widow, but I still cannot figure out whether this is a duology or whether when the next book comes out it is just the second installment and there will be more. I can't find information on that. And so I will probably switch that out for another duology. It is actually called the Radiant Emperor duology, and it is She Who Became the Sun and I think He Who Drowned the World by Shelley Parker Chan. So yeah, I will switch that out probably because I can read this duology from my library. I think this is a book that is inspired by Chinese history. I think it is historical fantasy and is very, very light on the fantasy elements, but I'm still very intrigued, so let's see how it goes. Okay, and now for my TBR books. One that I still haven't read yet is Heartstopper Volume 3, so I'm a little bit behind on that one. And I got this as a little box set last year, so I read Volume 1 and 2, but I have not read Volume 3 yet. And I think this would probably make sense for the Magical Readathon. We'll see about the prompts. Then I have 2 short story collections, which both would fit quite well for the Asian Readathon if it happens again. The first one is Cursed Bunny by Bora Chung, or Chung, I never know how to say it. And this one is a horror collection. And then we have The Tangleroot Palace by Marjorie Liu. And this one I got in the little Secret Santa book exchange that we did on Yolene's Discord. So I would really love to get to this one, and I think this one has fantasy short stories, and Marjorie Liu is one of the authors of the Monstrous comics, so I'm intrigued to see what her writing is like. Then I have one that I think is a romance, but going more into like general fiction, I guess. This one I got as a gift many years ago. It's called Love Saves the Day, and it has a cat on the cover. I think the German cover is horrendous. This is by Gwen Cooper. Don't really know anything about it, but I would love to read this for a reading vlog I'm doing. Then another book I got as a gift, and there's also a movie. I think that came out last year. The book is, I think, Eighth Mountain, something like that. And it's by Paolo Cognetti. It is an Italian author. And I think this is about brothers who climb mountains, something like that. Another Italian novel, because somehow I feel like Italy and spring go well together. That is My Brilliant Friend, I think the English title is, by Elena Ferrante. Yeah, this one I got from a colleague some years ago because she didn't want it anymore. And another gift. How do I have so many gifts here? As Long as the Lemon Trees Grow by Zulfa Katu. And I think this is a book that has something to do with Syria. So I think it is YA. We'll see. I am very intrigued to pick this one up. Then I have two non-fiction books, and those are quite similar. The first one is a German one. It is called Die unerzählte Geschichte, and this is about women who were very important in like science and stuff, but whose stories have not been told, and so it's kind of like the forgotten women of history. And then the other one, very similarly, is the women's history of the modern world, and yeah, I think that these will go quite well together. And then last but not least, I have a classic. This is a little bit of an odd one, I do admit that, but I did really enjoy reading Justine by Marquis de Sade, and so I went out and bought a bunch of his books, and still I haven't read most of them. Or this is like the last one I haven't read, let's be real. And that is the 120 Days of Sodom. So this is a erotica classic. So this does look very manageable, but please keep in mind that there is two series, a trilogy and a duology, that will go on top of this. So suddenly it does become a little bit more challenging. So we'll see how the spring goes. I will do my winter wrap up soon, so you can see how I did with my winter TBR, but don't expect too much. I was not feeling well for a lot of that time, so we'll see how this TBR will go. I'm very excited. There's a lot of books here that I'm so stoked to read, and then also we're gonna have another round of the Magical Readathon, and that usually means a lot of reading will happen, so hopefully a lot of my books on this TBR will fit into the prompts as well, but I'm sure I will make a video all about that maybe next week or later, whenever the announcement is up and I know the prompts. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Let me know what you will be reading in the spring, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!